Okay, everybody, Mama Hen back at you with a brand new video. Today I'm going to be making a homemade pizza. Now I've not done this in a while, so it might take me a little bit longer, and please excuse any imperfections you may see, but I've already prepped my dough. It is a honey, olive oil, and garlic pizza dough. So I've already let it proof an hour, and I'm just kneading it out to make this homemade pizza. So I'm going to stretch it out as far as I can go. I've got my pizza paddle. It's about a 12-inch pizza paddle, and I'll use that to transport it onto my pizza stone in my oven. So I've preheated my oven to 400, and because I have a convection oven, it heats hotter. So typically with your conventional oven, you would want to go like 25 degrees higher, but with convection, you can lower your temperature to 25 degrees less. So here we go. This is going to be a thick crust. I guess I could use a rolling pin. How about that? Hold the line. Okay, I'm back. Now I'm going to roll that out to about, half an inch, maybe. I'll leave the ingredients in the description box of the video. I'll leave the ingredients for the pizza dough that I've made, as well as you can use whatever toppings you like. It's totally up to you. But I'm gonna stretch this dough out. Now you can cut it in half, cut the dough in half for like if you're going to do a thin crust pizza. Then you can cut the dough in half and store the other half in your freezer until you're ready to use it. And then you would let it thaw out in your refrigerator for approximately an hour before you use it. So you want to keep that in mind. And I'm using a jar of spaghetti sauce. You can use tomato sauce or your favorite pasta sauce. It doesn't matter. Now, if you want to be really creative, you can make your own sauce. Don't ask me how to do it. I've only done it maybe once or twice, but you know, you're fine to use a jar of pasta or spaghetti sauce. And that will work out just fine. So this dough here is approximately 1 inch thick, or half an inch thick, I'm sorry. Half an inch thick. And I'm gonna make that into, shape it into a circle as much as possible. So again, I'm using some store-bought tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, whatever. It's all the same. And I doctored it up a little bit with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of honey, just to take the bite off of the tomato sauce, and a little bit of salt, and a little bit of Italian seasoning, which that too you can buy in the store, Italian seasoning. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's been a while since I've made homemade pizza, but it's totally doable. It is totally easy, and the choice of your toppings is whatever you want. Step outside the box a little bit and make it your way. It's totally up to you. Now I'm going to place the dough on my steel paddle. By the way, you can even do like a stuffed crust pizza, in which you put like some string cheese around the edges and then fold the dough over to cover up the cheese, if you like. I'm not going to do that today, but if you like, it's very, very simple. And I'm going to cover my pizza paddle with some cornmeal so it's easy to slide off. Now, to make the best pizza, you're gonna want to use bread flour, because bread flour gives you a more elastic consistency and chew, and that's what you want for your pizza. So just use preferably, now you can do all-purpose flour, that's fine, but you're not going to get as much of a chew as you would bread flour. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of cornmeal onto my plate here. And I'm going to place my dough on top. Try to keep that dough in a circle and uniform as much as possible, because presentation means everything. Not only do you want your finished product to taste good, but you want it to look good. So keep it as uniform as possible. Here is that doctored tomato sauce. I'm just going to spread that over the dough. See if I can get that where you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Spread out that pizza sauce or tomato sauce. I think I have enough. All the way to the edge. You want to taste that in every bite. Okay. Then I'm going to take some mozzarella cheese and sprinkle on top. Be generous. Like a lot of cheese. I like a lot of cheese. You can do different cheeses. I just like the mozzarella, and just because I like the consistency of the finished product. You can use cheddar cheese. It's whatever you like. Pizza is whatever you like. Step outside the box and do something a little bit different to your liking. Get all the way to those edges. I guess I'll be using the whole package. You can never get enough cheese. All right. Then I'm going to put some corned beef luncheon meat on top. Got a little bit of leftover luncheon meat, and I'm just going to break that up and put it on top evenly around the pizza. You can do pepperoni, you can do ground beef, it's whatever you like. I don't have any pepperoni, but I did have this leftover corned beef. So I'm just gonna finish putting that on top. Okay, like so. Try to get it as evenly spread out as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the gist. Okay, then I'm going to put my onions, chopped up onions, on top. Actually, I should have probably put the mushrooms. Let's put the mushrooms on top. I like a lot of mushrooms. Okay. And I'm gonna put the onions on top. Dice them, slice them, however you like, if you're topping with onions. And then I'm going to finish it off with some slices of bell pepper. Stand up here so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Off to the oven it goes. I'll be back with the finished product. Well, folks, here it is, the finished pizza. It's still hot because I just took it out of the oven. But as you can see, this is the finished product. I don't have a proper, this little rinky-dink pizza cutter, but you have the real deal. But nevertheless, this is going to have to work. So, I guess I should let it cool off a bit before I cut into it. I'm just gonna cut a small piece so you guys can see what it looks like. Cooked up quite nicely on the pizza stone. So here is the finished product. See that? That lovely homemade pizza beats store-bought any day of the week. Homemade, and you can make it your own with the toppings that you like. Now, I'm going to do a taste test, but since it's so hot, I'm going to cut into it and eat it with a fork. So, hold the line. Okay. So, here's my slice. Well, you guys saw it. Gonna cut into it. Nice thick crust. You see that? That look wonderful. And I baked it at 425 in my 400 in my convection oven. If you're doing using a conventional oven, about 425 for about half an hour, especially for thick crust. Now for thin crust, you could probably have it done in 20 minutes or so. So good. A little backstory. I've worked for a couple commercial bakers as a baker. And I learned it best from the Italians, how to make breads and doughs and pizzas and mostly stuff like that. And I can tell you, when you add honey and olive oil, equal parts honey and olive oil to your dough, the flavor is just out of this world. And that's one of the things that I learned working as a bread baker, pizza baker. You use equal parts of honey and olive oil. And I'll leave a description of all the ingredients in the description box of this video. Again, here is the finished product. It's kind of heavy, but as you can tell, this is the finished product of homemade pizza made my way. If you like the content of this video, please like and subscribe and share. I greatly appreciate it. With that said, bye-bye.